We are so back. Welcome back, everybody. The other day, I was driving to work and I was so tired and didn't feel great. And I was like, God, I used to just call in and stay home, play video games, or go get something to eat. Like, I would chill. And there was a point where I was calling out so much, it was so bad. I'd like start to drive, call in, and then just like lay in my car, dude. Because I didn't want to go back home and be like, well, I called in. Like, I would just lay in my car for a few hours and watch YouTube. And it was just like, honestly pathetic, but I was in such a bad state. Like my life was just not going very well. And it was more of a mental thing. Like looking back, my life wasn't that bad. I had a decent job. I was doing well in school. Like, things have never been, the absolute worst for me. I was never addicted to drugs or alcohol or something like that. I was always myself, but it was just my mindset was just so bad and I was just making myself unhappy consistently by doing the wrong things that just didn't make sense for me. Stuff, not like I said, not something wrong like a drug addiction or something, but like stuff that just didn't make me very happy. And so I'd keep myself in this hole. And I know that people in that hole, you can never fully understand them. You can just kind of sympathize. And then, if you're in a similar spot, you can obviously, kind of think similarly, but you can never be in their exact shoes because everybody's different. And I understand that. And I felt the same way when I was going through, and I didn't even feel like fully realize at the time. It's like, oh, I guess this is just how life's supposed to be, but it's not. And so when driving, I was like, you know what? I could just do that again. I could just go home, play video games. And I was like, no, because I actually like care about my life and I want to, make money and do good things. And I don't want to struggle next week because I decided to be lazy and play Battlefield, even though I love Battlefield. And so I decided to really, you know, go to work and just work a good day. And my day got better. And there's this thing where it was definitely on my mindset before because, my last job, I mean, the job I was working at that time was worse. The management was so bad. But, on a scale, it really wasn't that much worse. It was really my mindset. And so the thing is that I could go back and forth about, what made me happy or what I've changed, all that. And I will, in a future video. But the biggest thing to me is that I was thinking, I was like, God, I was doing so bad at that time. Like, I really wasn't saving money. I was being unhealthy. I was unhappy. I wasn't really doing any of my hobbies. Like, all of these things kind of just weren't going my way. And I was just, I don't know, it was just really bad. And so the thing I thought about is like, well, I never failed a class. And I was like, dang, that feels pretty good because I'm about to graduate and I'm graduating early with a pretty good degree. And so I'm like, at least I did that. And there's this thing where it's like, looking back, I wish I would have never missed work. And I wish I would never miss working out or miss doing this or miss doing that. I could be in a way better spot now. But I know that that wasn't possible. And I know that that wouldn't, have worked out. I was so unhappy and so things weren't going well. And so I know speaking to someone who's in that state is hard. If I would have saw this video, I really wouldn't have listened. But here's me saying that, if you're in a bad state right now, first of all, work getting out of that. Write down, it sounds corny, but write down what's going good and what's going bad. And you need to cut out a lot of those bad things, whether it be a bad job or you're unhappy in your degree plan or you're, in a bad relationship, something like that. You need to fix your life because it is your life, and you only get one. I say so many corny things in these videos, but it's really just true, and there's a reason people say these things. But yes, that is important. But on top of that, you just have to keep moving forward, and that's something that I'm happy about. Because while I was doing bad at not going to work and not working out, I was at least showing up and doing my schoolwork. And my grades weren't the best; they aren't as good as they are now when I'm in a better mindset. But I was passing, I was getting through, and it set me up for where I am now. So even though I was unhappy, things weren't going my way, I never stopped pursuing that. I never stopped working that. And I never just became unemployed or anything like that. Like, I do have to give myself some credit because I was so unhappy. And like I said, it's just, you have to just keep moving forward because you're setting yourself up. And you have to, like I said, you have to work at these things. That's a whole different video on how to, get yourself out of that hole. And I'm not an expert at it, even though I've done it. But a big thing is just to keep moving forward, to keep working at school, to keep building up your bank account, to keep building up your future, to keep cutting out bad people. It's these things where it's like, God, even though I was unhappy, even though things weren't going well, I was still taking steps to continue the workout, to continue, to learn Spanish, whatever you're doing, X, Y, and Z. Oh, I continue to make YouTube videos. because those things, like I said before, consistency is key in life. And if you're not continuing to push forward and you're taking, a year to do nothing because you don't feel good, then you're just not going to get anywhere. And, I sympathize with a lot of people. I get it, man. I get it. Being depressed is so hard and going through bad things is so difficult. And there's everyone goes through their own things and it's all different. And this isn't just a big blanket statement for everybody. But sometimes when I see someone who is able bodied, who is, decent in spirit, they just have a few things going wrong, whether it be a bad breakup or something like that, and they're just holding on to it for so long and not doing anything. I just can't feel that bad. I can't sympathize that much because, you just have to keep going, and they're just hurting themselves so terribly. And that is where, I just keep moving forward because, like I said, I wish I was doing it in all areas of life. But at least the fact that I was continuing to do it in school, it was something in my brain was like, just keep going to school, just keep going. Like, it'll be okay. Like, I would just be dying. Like, I missed so many classes. It was so bad, but I would still continue to go and make sure I was passing. And it set me up for where I am now. So please continue to work hard. Even when things aren't going your way, continue to push forward, continue to work out, do this to go to school, to work your job, to build up your bank account, because it's your life. No one's going to come in and save you. Your parents are going to come and save you, your girlfriend or whatever. No one. It's you. And so even though you're in this bad state, um I trust that you're going to get out of it. And so please work at that. But while you're doing that, while you're growing as a person, while you're changing, especially in such a difficult time like early adulthood or late teenage years, where we really don't know what we're doing, continue to push forward, because these are the years that really help define the start of your life, and you want a good start. So yes, push forward, do well. You know, I believe in you. Like I said, I was in a bad spot for a while, a good while, like a long time. And I continued to push forward at school. I knew it was important. I did other things too. Like there's a reason that things weren't completely shit. Once I decided to turn things around, like things are obviously great now, because I've been working out for a while now, and I've been way happier for a sniff amount of time. But like things weren't complete shit. Once I decided to change everything I was doing, because I did do things like continue to work at school, and yeah. So please do that. But yeah, that would just really hit me, because I was like, dang, I was doing bad. Like, what did I do right? It's like, well, I continue to push forward at school. And so no, I'm not saying you should continue to push forward to only one thing. Push forward at everything. Even if it's just like a baby step here or a little step here. Or, consistency isn't 90% every day. Sometimes it's 40%, sometimes it's 50, sometimes it's 70, sometimes it's 30. It's continue to push forward even when things are hard. And hard times build, what is it? Hard people. Hard times build, strong people. And yeah, be a stronger person, be a better person for you and your future spouse. And I believe in you. Thank you. Subscribe. Bye.